Welcome to What Up with Rob and Chris. Chris isn't here right now, but it's Rob talking to my friend Trish Wood, who is, well, let's just start from the beginning. I actually started out meeting you because I joined your gym at the time. And you were my trainer, and we actually kind of had a cool little bonding, you know. I mean, I was the big guy, and you jumped on my back once as I was running across the room and stuff. And, you know, the challenging and stuff for me to have somebody that was so inspirational back then was just amazing. And you've obviously taken it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I remember you when you showed me pictures of when you got started and before you got started and where you were. And so this whole transformation of what you're doing and the smile on your face is probably one of my favorite things, because look how happy you are. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's been pretty crazy because, I mean, I started competing 12 years ago. This is my 12th season doing this.
Yeah.
And so to finally make it to the Olympia was huge. I mean, I've been trying to get there for 9 years. I've been a pro in the IFBB for 9 years. And I've always been the small girl. You know, I'm 5 foot tall, not even, well, with shoes on, I'm 5 foot. So, you know, when I started competing, I was 98 pounds. When I went pro in 2011, I was 98 pounds. So, yeah. And this year I competed at 114.
Right.
So I'm still the smallest girl. Even.
That's right. You're still the smallest girl. Well, let's start from the beginning, like we were talking about. Like you weren't always the fit girl.
No.
No.
I always struggled with my weight.
Right. And that was one of the big things that you got yourself kind of going and then inspired yourself to help others.
Yeah. I mean, I just found this passion for helping people. I've always kind of been one of those that I've always been kind of I don't say a nurturer necessarily, but I like to help people and I like to encourage them. I like to see them succeed, and that makes me happy. Yeah. And then, you know, for me, my weight's always been a struggle, and I know what it's like to, you know, want that cookie, you know, whatever. I've got cookies over there right now I'm like staring at, but I'm not allowing myself to eat, you know, one of those things. I just know what it's like. And so for me, the competition gave me a reason to work out, gave me a goal. I'm just a very goal-oriented person, so I need something to look forward to and to work for. Otherwise I get bored.
Right. So like, there's a big goal, because the first Ms Olympia, I mean, that's a big step. I mean, the nerves must have been amazing.
Well, it's pretty interesting because that was like the least stressful show for me. I did 7 shows this year, and I think all the other ones there was so much pressure to make the Olympia that I didn't really allow myself to enjoy the shows in the process. When I finally got to the Olympia this year, I was like, I don't even care how I do. I didn't care, you know, whatever. I didn't care how I placed and nothing. I just wanted to look like I belonged up there, that I wasn't like the odd man out. And then I wanted to not be last.
Right. That was the first goal.
Yeah.
That's good. So there's more to it. Well, actually, let's stick with Ms Olympia for right now.
Okay.
What was like the competition? What is that? Was that kind of a different atmosphere of the people that were there? Because you're talking to people that may have been there a few times.
Yeah.
And so it was your first time, and did they know you were new, and were they talking to you? Was what was kind of the camaraderie going on with the other competitors?
I found it fascinating that they all knew who I was.
Oh, that's great.
I did so many shows, and I competed with almost all of them before. They just had won and I hadn't won.
Right.
So it was like they were fine. They were excited for me because I finally made it, because they knew how many shows I'd done, how long I'd been competing, and had started following me on Instagram and stuff. And so it was neat to have their encouragement for me to be up there, because for them it was like no big deal because they've been there a few times before already.
Right.
And for me it was huge. It was like I was like starstruck by all these, you know, women I'd only seen pictures of, and to be able to stand next to them in that sort of show was just amazing. Yeah. And they just treat you like almost like celebrities, you know, you're signing posters and take pictures of people, and it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. I got to get an autograph now.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, and you got your shirt on, which is great. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So on top of that, you also have a gym.
Yeah.
Called Iron Addiction.
Yeah.
And so you've also, not only are you competing at the level, you're helping other people compete.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not even just that. Don't you do pretty much, you help everybody. I know that's the type of person you are. So what's kind of going on at the gym? What's the big deal going on right now?
Well, my favorite thing is to help people just lose weight and get in shape and feel good. I mean, that's my favorite type of client, the person who's really struggled for a long time and maybe has lost hope and just needs that push. That's my favorite type of client to help. I like helping competitors too. I mean, they're pretty high maintenance. So honestly, they're a lot of work. And so, we charge a premium for the service just because I help them with posing and they get hands-on work from me. And then also a business partner in that. I have a business partner in that part of it, James Anderson, that helps me with all the competitors too. And he does their diet plans. I do the workouts and posing, all the outward presentation stuff. And then he does, the diet part, which I could do. I just don't like to do it as much.
It's good to, do a little, you don't have to do it all.
Right. Yeah. It allows us to kind of divvy up clients a little bit. And that way we're not both completely swamped. It allows us to kind of divvy up the work. But my favorite clients are just the personal training clients. I like watching them succeed and watching their confidence go from big baggy shirts and huge pants to, cute little crop tops and chest up, head up, like really feeling good about themselves. And that's my favorite part.
That's what it's all about. So kind of back to your competing. So now you've done Ms Olympia, do you kind of have a set of goals now? Like, do you have little things that you need to improve and fix and work on, or whatever that may be, now that you've done that? And what am I trying to get to now?
I know it's always that, like, constantly striving for perfection, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
So really for me, it's I got some feedback from the head judge, and she basically told me, you need more density and thickness in your back. And so that's something to work on this year,
Okay.
and then hopefully I'll make it again. It's like there's no guarantee. So it's like I got to do it all over again this next year. But we'll see it was a really interesting year competing with COVID, like that whole thing, because it was strange. It was just a weird year for everything. And there were only 8 shows this year. There's normally 23. So to qualify was actually pretty hard. Just because there weren't very many shows to compete in.
Right.
So yeah, so this year I'm just going to focus on really just kind of let myself grow a little bit and kind of, just have fun and more fun with it, I think.
Yeah.
And enjoy it a little bit more.
Do you feel that your other people that you're coaching to do competitions, were they kind of on their edge asking you questions yet about things like, what is it going to help? What do I need to do that you learned, or something that I think take me to the next level? Did that help you get ready to help them as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely me competing inspires them and it motivates them, and I'm in the trenches with them. Yeah. At the same time, I'm also not allowing them to get away with stuff.
That's right.
Too, and I have empathy, but I'm not like, I don't take excuses.
Absolutely.
That's the difference, because I'm like, I'm doing it too. I'm running a business, and I'm training you, and I'm training me, and I'm hungry, so no excuses.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that hunger, because food for me. I'm all about the food. So you do a competition, you work so hard. There's obviously a cheat as soon as the show's done of some kind. Yeah. What's the go-to?
Mine's always donuts.
And it's your big one.
Donut thing. I don't know what my deal is with donuts. I have like a donut obsession.
Is there like a specific kind that you're like all about, or?
The more crap that's on them, the better.
I love it. It's so perfect.
Yeah. It's like I find the place that will first be on Uber Eats, so I can have them delivered between the shows.
Yeah.
Between morning and night show.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it has a lot of varieties, and I always get like the variety so I can try a little bit of everything.
Oh, that's great. Is that kind of a thing for everybody? They have like that cheat something, whatever it is, as soon as you're done, have a little something, and then you can enjoy from there on.
The best meal I think you'll ever eat, first of all, because there's absolutely no guilt that goes along with it at all. That's the thing.
Yeah.
For me, because every time you kind of have a little cheat, sometimes there's a little guilt down in there that you're eating it. Post show, all bets are off.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna eat as much as I want, as whatever I want, and there's no mental game with it.
Yeah, and then you got to get back into the game,
right?
Because that's good. So do you have a little layoff now, or is it like you said you're gonna have fun with this year? You're gonna work on some stuff. Is it? It's not as intense right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking a little bit of downtime. Like I'm working out, taking like 2 to 3 days off a week, where normally I would take off maybe 1 a week. And so working out a little bit less, allow my body to recover a little bit more between days of lifting, and I'm eating more and just kind of allowing my body to kind of recover and Is when you're in that much of a calorie deficit for that long. I dieted for 10 months this year. So it was almost a full year of dieting.
Very
So
specific.
my body's like ready to like chill out for a little bit.
So when you're dieting, is there like a meal when you're dieting? Because eating healthy doesn't have to be bad.
Right.
What is kind of your favorite meal on your diet?
I've kind of come up with this like concoction of just the extra lean ground turkey. I always air fry it, and then I'll throw it in the skillet when I'm ready to eat it. So I'll throw it in the skillet, season it up, and throw in some Brussels sprouts and the rice cauliflower and mushrooms and stir fry it up. That's usually what I eat.
That's perfect.
Everything.
And then, obviously you like to work the personal training with people that are just trying to lose weight and feel better and stuff like that. Is there maybe like one or two, three things that you can say right off the bat that you think are just some of the most important things about getting started to try and, get yourself moving in the right direction?
I think the biggest thing with getting started is just to start. Because a lot of people keep pushing it off. They're like, oh, I'll start Monday. Oh, I'm going to start on the 1st. You just got to start. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or if it's a Wednesday. It's still a day. You just need to start and not, get down on yourself if you fall off. That's the biggest thing. People, they fall off once and they're like, oh, just forget it. And then they just completely steamroll it. And they're next thing they've known, they've gained 5 pounds. The best thing to do is just, if you fall off, just get right back on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes, but the more consistent you are, the better you're going to do. That's what I try and tell my clients is just the consistency. You've got to show up. You got to get your cardio in. You just need to try and eat healthy, if not perfect. I mean, at least better.
Right.
And every time you improve and make an improvement, you're going to succeed.
Well, I think one of the things that I just started doing was trying to increase my water. That was a big thing. And it eliminated, like, my sodas are gone, my caffeine's gone, and I'm already feeling better because of that. So that was just my little thing that happened, but it was something I started. And when I thought about starting, I didn't wait. I just, boom, I was there. So it's funny that you say that, I didn't wait. Yeah. No, I didn't wait to say I start my working out on Monday. So I probably should have said, "What? Hey, I've set my mind. Let's do it."
Exactly. That's the thing. You just got to do it with whatever day it is. You just have to start at some point. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for your time. I didn't want to take up all your time, but thank you for giving me some time. And I wanted to just thank you and just, hey, I love you. I've known you for a while, and I just really am a huge supporter and a fan. And you were a good friend, and
awesome.
I'm proud of you. I can't wait to see you up there. Big trophy, Ms Olympia. It's happening.
Yeah, next year.
The trophy is big one too, right? Like as tall as you, or
probably.
I love it. I love it.
I more want the check.
Yeah, the check's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'll take the money.
Perfect. I love you, Trish, and thank you so much for being on my show.